been to Cambodia 4 trips. I'm going on another one very soon to be my 5th trip to Cambodia. And the first couple of trips we were dealing basically with helping a ministry get started with TV. That my last trip over was very interesting because we dealt primarily with the sex trade and kids living and working in the dumps. And they go hand in hand. Because one of the problems you have in Cambodia is parents who have lots of children and can't feed them. So they make an average of about $1 a day working in the dump sites. And if you're there, you see their homes are actually in the dump sites. They're 4 sticks with a tarp. But you are a family that have 10 children and you love your kids. And the parents over there love their kids. And I am an unscrupulous Western individual, or even a Cambodian, who will come by and say, you know what? You've got a lot of children. How about selling us one of your kids? Horror to the parents, what do you mean sell? We can provide this child with an education, we can give them a job, we can help one of your kids, and it'll give you money for food for your others to survive. So out of compassion for your child, you do it. Not knowing your child's going into the sex slave, because if that happened, obviously you wouldn't be doing it. And so kids wind up in the sex business. Children in the sex business are worth huge, huge money. And I'll give you an example. We went to one village called Swipak. Swipak is about 11 kilometers from Phnom Penh. And it is the village where basically you can get any fetish that you could ever think of fulfilled. So we went in there with the cameras. Highly dangerous. They beat a news crew that was there a month before us with clubs. So we had to be very wise in how we handle the situation. And we went to what's a formal brothel that has been reconverted into a drop-in center, church, et cetera, done by a Canadian company. And inside this place, there's still the cells that they used to have for these little children. Well, they'd take these kids, they bring them to places like Swipak, they put them in a little room, and they'd feed them pornography all day long so that they know what to do with their customers. And if they didn't watch the pornography, they were beaten. They were used little electric torture, anything you can. But they had one room that was very special for virgins, for a virgin child. There they can make, up to $400, $500, $600 American for some bad person to come in and have a child who was a virgin. And so that's what we're dealing with in the Cambodian situation. Now, I cautioned any woman traveling is you never go alone. We're living in a world now where sex is the new slavery, okay? And they call it white slavery, not because of white skin, but it's not the African slavery that you brought over to America 200-300 years ago. It's a totally different type of slavery, and it deals with sex primarily. So you can even be going into some country in the Middle East, you could be thrown into a rug, rolled up, thrown in the back of a truck, and wind up in someone's harem somewhere, or wind up in a brothel. So it's huge business, and I always caution women, you don't travel alone, you just don't do it. It's not like 30 years ago in Canada, you can hitchhike across the country and not worry about it. Now you worry about it. It's a different age. Same thing.